Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing an applique on a burping cloth, and these are the fabrics that I'm going to be using. I have this glitter fabric. I'm not sure if you can see the glitter on camera, but this is a glittery fabric, and then I have this floral print, then I have this print, then I have some polka dots, that's the same. And I also have this. There are 5 letters in the name, so I have 5 different fabrics, and all of these fabrics came from Walmart. And I'm going to take it out so you can see how long it is. This is how long it is. And I purchased this from ARB Blanks. They have very good quality blanks to use. And I also have a gown. I did have one from ARB Blanks as well, but I used it already, so I purchased one from AJ Blanks. I'll just open it up so you can see it. And here is the gown, and they do have ruffles on the end. Also, ARB Blanks have the same exact gowns. However, the blanks from AJ Blanks and ARB, they're a little bit different. If you notice, if you order, the blue and the pinks are a little different. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but here is the ARB Blanks. And the AJ Blanks, as you can see, the pink is slightly different. So this is the gown that I already used, and you can see that it matches the bib, the burping cloth, a little bit better. So if you ever have an issue of where you want to order from, be sure to know that the colors can vary a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but in person you can definitely notice them side by side, that they're a little bit different, but that's okay. Move that out of the way. And the first thing you want to do when you're doing an applique is to add your heat and bond. And I got this from Amazon. So the first piece that I showed you guys already has it, and you can see a shiny backing. And this heat and bond, once you have installed your applique, well, sewn it down to your garment, you will take a iron and heat it to the blank that you're using, and that just ensures that if a stitch is cut or if it's washed, that the applique stays intact. So I'm going to just cut off a piece of this. And I purchased this heat and bond from Amazon. I will link it down below. And if I forget to link it, just comment down below and I will add the link in the description bar. So I have this. Now I'm going to get my iron. Well, first I need to cut out the pieces. I have to get my fabric scissors to cut my fabric. And since I'm only using 1 letter per fabric, I only need like 1 little square. And I try to be strategic in how I cut out the fabric based on the print and how I want it to show on my garment. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to measure out my heat and bond. Okay, I'm gonna save the extra. And you want to have a heat resistant mat or a towel, as I'm using, or if you're using your heat press, then you don't have to worry about this. Okay, now that my iron's heated up, I'm going to heat these. And I like to put a white piece of printer paper on top of it, as well as my Teflon sheet. And if you don't use something in between your Teflon sheet and the fabric and heat and bond, it could leave sticky residue over your Teflon. So the white paper just protects your Teflon sheet. I'm just going to heat. And you want to heat it for about 30 seconds. And if I was doing this on my heat press, I would have the temperature at about 310. Now you want to peel it, the clear part, the white paper off. And as you can see, there's a shiny backing. Now for the next one. And now the next step is to prepare our hoop. And the machine that I'm using is the Brother PE800. So I have a 5x7 embroidery hoop. And I am using tearaway stabilizer. And typically when you are doing a shirt or a gown or whatever that's going to be worn, you don't want to use tearaway stabilizer. But I have figured out a way to use tearaway because I do not like the bulkiness of the cutaway stabilizer, so I just double it up and it works out. So I'm going to cut 2 sheets of this. I always make them a little bit longer than the hoop, and then I'll just cut away the excess. And whenever I embroider, I like to do the floating method, which means that you will hoop your stabilizer and then you will float the object on top, or you would just put it on top. You will see as I am demonstrating, it's better shown demonstrated versus me trying to explain it. So basically I'm taking both sheets of stabilizer and I'm going to insert it in the hoop. You want to be sure to do this on a flat surface so that your embroidery hoop can be very taut in the hoop. And if it doesn't fit, just loosen it up and we can tighten it. So we're gonna press Okay, and now that we have it pressed in, we're going to tighten it. And you do not want your hoop to be loose at all, because this will make your embroidery design be messed up. It can cause puckering on the design, and it just looks weird. So be sure to have your embroidery hoop as tight as it will go. And to double check, you just pressed it in. And to make this tighter, you can use your screwdriver. Just making sure. Or you can use some scissors like I'm about to do. Okay, that should be tight enough. Now I'm going to cut away some of this. And just to double check, you can see that it's very tight. You want to just double check to make sure it's not loose and saggy. Okay, now our next step is to float our object or our blank. And to do that, we're going to be using this adhesive spray. I purchased this from Amazon. It also can be purchased at Walmart, and it is a temporary bond for your garment that you're going to be embroidering. So when you spray it, it'll have a sticky feeling and it'll allow your garments to stick on. You will see this as I'm demonstrating. First, I just want to see how I'm going to line it up. And there's a better method for lining up garments. However, I just like to eyeball it. Or you can fold the item in half, which is a quick way of doing it. I think. Okay. I'm gonna have it. Actually, if you're going to be doing the folding method, you want to fold it backwards. So this is the front. You want to fold it inward so that the outside is showing. And once you have it centered, just gonna place it. I think I wanna. Right now I'm visualizing where I want the name to go based on how I'm going to place the blanket, well, the burping cloth. So let's move it down a little bit and over. So the name is going to be right here, and it's going to go down vertically. So we're going to lift this half up and spray. And this is only a temporary hold, so after you lift it, it will be fine. And it will remove very easily. So now that we have that out of the way, now we can start our embroidery. Now I'm going to hoop my machine. And for this, I'm going to use white thread. And now we're going to begin embroidering. First, we're going to lift down the presser foot. And as you can see, this light turns green. And this is how you press this button to start. And also, if you want to stop it mid while it's embroidering, you can just press it again. So we're going to press it. Okay, and the first thing that it does is stitches out the baseline for you to put your fabric. So the first fabric that we're going to be using is this floral piece. So we're going to put it underneath. And it will stop after each letter. Position it up. And we're going to press go again. And now that it has stopped again, I'm going to raise the presser foot and begin to cut around this letter. Sometimes people like to take the hoop off the machine, but I found that when I take the hoop off, it sometimes loosens the garment and I don't want it to be loosened, so I'm just going to leave it on and just cut around. And I got these scissors from Walmart. They're really good with cutting this out, and they're a little bit curved as well. Just focus. As you can see, they're a little bit curved, which helps you when you're cutting. You want to cut as closely as possible to the stitching, but you want to be careful not to cut the actual stitching. You also want to be careful not to cut your garment. And depending on your finishing stitch, it doesn't have to be super perfect. Since I am using this applique has a satin stitch finish, a lot of these jagged edges will be covered, but if you're doing a zigzag stitch, you kind of want to make it more crisp when you're cutting. Now I like to take a sheet off my lint roller. Let's zoom it out a little bit. My lint roller and pick up the excess fabric pieces. So smooth the thread. And I like to take it. This is a sheet of lint roller. It's easier to take the sheet off versus using the roller. Now we're going to lower the presser foot again, and you will see the button turn green, and go. Alright, now here is the finished result. Now I'm just going to take it off the hoop. Now we're going to cut the jump stitches. Now I'm going to rip away the stabilizer. You can also rip this out, or you can choose to keep it in. Now I'm going to cut the jump stitches on the front of it. And the next step would be to heat it on your heat press so that the fabric would adhere to the blanket or the burp cloth. But I'm going to do that off camera. Or if you don't have a heat press, you can take your iron and just iron over it. Cloth. It's a burp cloth. So here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below on how you enjoyed this video or found it helpful or what you would like to see next. And also give this video a thumbs up. I thank you all for watching and tuning into my channel, and I will see you all in my next upload. Bye.